The other thing that I was going to say is that I've been saying this all along, that our community's voice has spoken, and it's prevailed over the big business efforts to pour in $300,000 against our community. And my hope is that we'll stand up to that kind of outside interest kind of again and again. And I'm just glad that the voters have chosen me. The other thing that I think we owe the victory is, because it was very close in the end, is a tremendous grassroots campaign that was led by our great staff. So Sonia Mehta and Sue Vaughn and many others like Alvin Lee and others that are here today, they represented a strong grassroots campaign that I feel prevailed over the big business efforts to buy the election.
What do you think did it push you over the threshold of the finish line? I mean, because there was some concern in the last few days before the election that you might not pull it out.
I definitely think it was kind of the tenant issue of Eric would stand up for kind of regular families, but especially tenant rights. That was a key issue. But I think it's just the tremendous grassroots upsurge that kind of these three and many others in our campaign really mobilized. We had allies kind of in other sectors, but it was really regular people that, and a strong grassroots campaign organized by great staff that prevailed, I think.
You think people bought the SF Realtors lies?
Well, I think they went over the top, and with good alternative press and mainstream press too, coverage of it, I think it really exposed it, but it took a while. That's why a lot of the earlier absentees were so conservative, and then after a while they seemed to turn it around, but I think people saw through the negative campaigning.
So Eric, 8 years ago, you were going to run for this seat, and then your house burned down, and so you only ran for school board that year. How does it feel to finally be able to represent District 1 on the Board of Supervisors?
Well, I feel that I'm much more experienced, but I have so many great people around me too right now, so I feel like we're in a strong position to kind of carry a strong Richmond District voice and progressive voice into the Board of Supervisors. I feel great now. 8 years ago, I would have been very, very green. I feel like I'm going in with a lot of experience.
What were your constituents telling you that the district needed the most, and what's one of the first things you're going to do once you take office?
I think responsiveness to just general issues in the neighborhood, but I think they want a very strong affordable housing, pro-tenant, pro-environmental point of view. Yeah, very, very, very much. Though people are split on issues like the BRT, I do think they want better public transit, but I'll try to represent those different interests. Thanks, you guys.
So one last question. What would you, if you had a message for the San Francisco Realtors, what would it be?
Wow, that they should report a lot of money into the race, but I think it's the community's voice spoke out strongly against that, and I sure hope that in the future they don't try that kind of negative campaigning on anyone. Very, very, very damaging to democracy, I think.